Hey, what's good, folks? So we're here back at another Throwback Thursday. So what I have here is I have a 1993 Upper Deck. Not sure if it's Series 1 or Series 2. I'm presuming it's Series 1. To be perfectly honest with you, I have never opened one of these before. I kind of got out of the sports card game. I think it was 92. So, just couldn't afford it. Went to college and all that. So, so this will be brand new for me. So it looks like we have 36 packs, 12 cards per pack. So I presume what is that, 480 or something like that? Quick math. Looks like we have some holograms in here. Did a quick look on eBay. I didn't see anything that was super outstanding or anything that was going to make hundreds or thousands of dollars. But I thought this would be a fun rip. I do know this is right around the time where Upper Deck and all those guys were having a lot of cards that were bricking due to the way they were making the cards and moisture and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not looking for anything too over the top worthwhile here. Chances are we're going to run into a lot of cards that are bricked up and with a lot of paper loss and what have you. But it's going to be a fun rip. And based on, what you guys like to see, you like to see some of the newer stuff. Thank you for all those that have subscribed after I did that box battle between Target and Walmart Panini Select. But I'm old, and I like looking at this older stuff, seeing a lot of the older players that I grew up watching back in the day. So, this is part of the fun. Doing new and old, trying to do the best of both worlds. So, but before I get started, if you wouldn't mind doing the subscribe, like, or leave a comment after you see everything here. Maybe there's something in here you like, you thought was a pretty cool pull that I didn't recognize. Anything to help out the channel. Like I said, I'm going to try and hit 100 subscribers before the end of summer. We have, what is this? It's July the 6th. Hope you guys had a good 4th of July. We had some fun. We went and saw Indiana Jones. That's that's a topic for, well, I'll put it this way. My wife liked it more than I did. I didn't think it was all that great. And then we returned home. They fire off fireworks nearby the house, so we can hear those all night long. But we do our annual tradition of watching Independence Day, as we do every single year. And I do my annual tradition of making fun of it every single year. So that's, I hope you guys have your annual traditions. If you do, post in the comments below what you guys like to do every 4th of July. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully this video won't be too long. I'm guessing about 30 plus minutes. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's not too much bricking. But right off the bat, just feeling this particular pack, this might be a little bit of a longer video because I'm going to have to unstick just about every single card here. So our first card, we have our star rookie, Denver Broncos. It's Glenn Milburn. Oh man, this is gonna be a rough video, guys. This might be a 2-hour-long video by the time we're done. This is Courtney Hawkins with what is that? The Bucks. That's with their old logo there. So yeah, a lot of sticking cards here. Next we have Jay Schroeder with Raiders. They were still in LA at the time, I believe, before they went to Oakland, back to Oakland. And then we have Berman's Best. I guess that's Chris Berman from ESPN back in those days. Next we have Bill Brooks. And you can hear the unsticking every time. Marco Coleman. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Tony Smith with the Falcons. This was at the time where I was living in California at the time. Darryl Thompson, so I was pretty much a 49ers fan for the most part. Just watch, those games. I didn't have anything to do with the Falcons, other than knowing that MC Hammer and Deion Sanders were more affiliated in that team than at the time. Shane Conlon with the Los Angeles Rams. That's back when LA had 2 teams. We have Last 2 cards stuck of this particular pack. We have Derek Thomas with the Chiefs. And then lastly, we have Brent Jones with the 49ers. So that's pack number 1. Alright, next pack. The next round of unsticking. We have Robert Smith with the Vikings, and as you can see, a huge chunk of the card was missing. Man, this is brutal. It's all rookie team. We have Sean Gilbert. Then we have Ty Detmer with the Green Bay Packers. Then Todd McNair. Randall Hill with the Arizona Cardinals. Man, I am glad whatever they did with the cards is so much different now. Craig Hayward with the Saints. And then we have Clarence Verdon. Berman's Best. We have Steve Forever Young. I have to say, I enjoyed watching him play. He was just phenomenal. I'm just jacking up all these cards here. Alright, well, this card is Eric Metcalf. And this card is Todd Marinovich. I couldn't get it unstuck. Carlton Gray. And then we have checklist. Which team? The Dallas Cowboys. Well, they were still good back then, but I'm a anti-Dallas kind of guy, so I just might use that as a use that as campfire fodder. We have another checklist of the Chiefs. Then we have Dana Hall, safety. Then we have Mark Clayton again. Henry Thomas. Eddie Robinson. Then we have Steve DeBerg with Tampa Bay. Next we have Robert Porcher. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what it was. Was it the ink or the glossiness of these years? Because 1990 and 91 have no issues. But it was like the 93, 94, Ron George with the Falcons and Ernie Mills. But it was right around this time where it looks like just about every brand had cards that would stick. Especially with Upper Deck and was it Top Stadium Club. Rushing leader, we had Emmitt Smith. Wesley Carroll. And those two are stuck together, so they don't want to come apart. Now I do know one brand. I think they used some type of powder to make sure the cards didn't stick. I did a rip, and everything came. I mean, it was right around the same time of year, and everything worked just fine. So we have Darren Gordon, star rookie, with a huge amount of paper loss. We have Marvin Washington. Then we have Lynn Elliott. We have Kevin Green. Didn't he do something? I can't remember. This is a long time ago. David Brandon. Then we have John Baylor. John Baylor and Tim Brown of the Raiders. I think he was a Super Bowl MVP, wasn't he? Looks like we have our first future heroes. We have Brett Favre. So that's woo. How times have changed with our heroes. And then we have what? Eric Hill, Eric Ball, and J.J. Burden. So yeah, our future heroes. We have. It doesn't look like this one doesn't look too bad. I don't see too much paper loss. So this one might be. It's got a little ding here at the top, but that might be something worth looking at a little bit more in the future. So that wasn't too bad. Might get a whole 25 cents for that one. We have a New Orleans Saints checklist. All rookie team. We have Tommy Maddox. I think he went on to go to the XFL, and then he came back and played for the Steelers for a little bit. James Hasty. Then we have James Lofton. Ricky Jackson. Webster Slaughter. Wow, I did not know there was an NFL player by the name of Webster. Then we have Kent Graham with the Giants. Man, this is quite painful. This is like nails on a chalkboard. Pierce Holt. And then Webster. Then we have Craig Erickson. I hear that crack. Then we have Nate Lewis. And then that Ricky Dixon and Eric Hill. Golly, we have we have a lot of packs here. This might be a go back to ripping Optic and Premium Select. You know, they're only $30 a box. Alright, Lewis Oliver. Quentin Coriat. Golly, this is brutal. I'm gonna have to do the cracking. Here, listen to this. That's like going to the chiropractor. Oh, it's starting to come apart, folks. Gene Atkins. Oh man, this one is a lot of paper loss there. Keith Jennings. I could feel it. It feels like carpet. Derek Russell. Greg Lloyd. Jeff Herod. Daniel Stubbs. Edgar Bennett. Greg Cragen. And then we have Troy Azim or something like that. Okay, well we have Junior Seau with the NFL Hitman. Alright, that one's pretty cool. That was a pretty cool insert. Didn't know about that one. Junior Seau, rest in peace. Back when he was with San Diego. Before he graduated to New England. Alright, gotta do the crack. Checklist of the Bears. Goodness. Then we have Marco Coleman. Tom Hodson. Then we have Daryl Johnson. Isn't that Moose? Moose. Then we have Troy Vincent. Then we have Steve Israel. Dan Griffin. Darren Carrington. Glad this isn't like a box break or anything. I feel sorry for anybody who paid for these. Well, that would be me, but it just, if you had a box break where every single card was stuck and just became basically worthless. Jesse Tuggle with the Falcons. That'd be That'd be a hard one. That'd be a hard one to watch. I know there's a couple more cards stuck right there. Try to do this as quickly as possible. Maybe I'll crack them while they're still in the wrapper for future ones. I think I have another box of these. It might be a while before I open that one up. Kevin Smith. Not to be associated with the famous director. Mark Spindler. But speaking of movies, as I said earlier, man, movies have been really, really bad lately. Alonzo Spellman. Mike Johnson. Mark Wheeler. Chris Zork. I mean, really, really bad. I mean, I saw Fast and Furious and I knew it was going to be bad. Fast 10. But The Flash was bad. What was it? What was the other one I just saw? Indiana Jones. Not good. It's like, what's going on, Steve Broussard? Why are we just having a bunch of just bad junk being thrown our way? Kate Odames. And then we hear, the studio's lost hundreds of millions of dollars. Jerry Rice. Berman's Best, but it's not anymore. It's Pete Stoyakovich. I mean, you would think if you're going to spend $100, $200, $300 million on a movie, you would probably try and, make a good movie. The writers sit down and go, okay, this is what we got. And if it doesn't sound good, go, no. 49ers Checklist. Rodney Culver. Now, I understand the movie making business is something I have nothing to do with, and I'm just a consumer here, but just things are so much different than they were before. And I'm not saying movies were better back in the day, but I've seen some pretty good movies in my time. And Nick Bell, and unfortunately what we've been getting lately have not been anywhere close. I will say Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was pretty good. I mean, a lot of stuff going on visually, but it was still a solid movie. So I will say that's probably the best movie I've seen this year. Martin Mayhew. Jeff Graham. Steve Tovar. But all in all, that's not the sample size out there hasn't been all that great. Robert Jones. Jack Del Rio, future coach, and Ronnie Lott. Okay, that was the first pack. Oh my word, that was brutal. Let's crack this one up. Let's do it all that we can. I can consider this entire box a complete loss. Hopefully, we can get through this one pretty quickly. All right, another Washington Redskins. It's Tom Carter. Then we have Vaughn Dunbar. We have Clarence Verdon. Couple stock cards. We have Greg McMurtry and Carlton Hazelrig. Woo. Todd McNair. Sean Jones. David Lang. Jim Everett. Do not call him Chris. Berman's Best. We have Barry Foster. And then our checklist of the Cowboys again. Alright, that one wasn't too bad. So let's go with that one again. Let's crack these bad boys inside the wrapper. And then with the all rookie, we have Robert Jones. And then in our star, we have Green Bay Packers. We have Wayne Simmons. Then we have Daryl Thompson and Gil Bird. Oh man, this is so much better. Michael Brooks, Mike Pritchard. Then we have Bill Brooks, and then we have an Upper Deck. Is this a redemption card? This is a rookie exchange. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. I know they had one for Shaquille O'Neal back during this time, but I do not remember there being one for 93 football. I don't even know who this is for. This looks like it's for some top picks. So that's, I think this is pretty cool. I'm going to put that one over here with something to look at later. And then we have Sean Salisbury. Brett Favre again. And then we have Willie Anderson and Ernie Mills. So, now I do have some of the 1991 Upper Decks, and these don't stick. And has some Brett Favre rookies in there. So, those will get me 50 cents. I'm sure there's still some diehard Brett Favre fans out there. Darrell Williams. Then we have Glenn Milburn again. So we're already in doubles territory. Then Larry Thompson. Then Aeneas Williams, sorry. After I said it the first time, I knew I was wrong. Then we have Ray Childress, Brad Muster, Jim Harbaugh, future coach, Carl Simpson, Alfred Williams, Ronnie Harmon, and then we have Marcus Allen with the Raiders and Kevin Green with the Steelers. So this was back in the day before you had 18 different parallels and maybe one short print card. No chrome and prisms and Von Dunbar. I mean, we still had a million different inserts, as you can see. This is the beginning of it. Robert Smith. Jay Schroeder. Greg Townsend. Brian Washington. Thurman Thomas. Now we're cooking with gas. Webster Marshall. Maybe if we can get a holographic card, that might make this worthwhile. Johnny Mitchell. Jesse Hester. And we have Don Beebe and Kent Graham. I remember Beebe being the one who knocked the ball out of, was it Leon Lett? And we have Brett Jones with the 49ers. I remember people giving him a lot of kudos for that, too. Especially when they were getting, I think they were getting trounced by the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, and this was just going to be like one more, one more stain in that match, and he did his thing. Oh, rookie, who do we have? We have Courtney Hawkins. We have a checklist for the Kansas City Chiefs. Then we have Seth Joyner. Then we have Ty Detmer. Then we have Steve Christie. We have Steve Emptman. Bruce Smith. Tracy Scoggins. Not to be confused with, was it Tracy Scoggins of, what, Lois and Clark? Daryl Talley. Eric Metcalf. Then we have Natrone Means. And then Lewis Oliver. Look at that. We're moving along now. Alright, who's on this all-rookie team? We have Darren Gordon. Clay Matthews. John Flannery. And Mark Clayton. Andre Reed with the Bills. Brad Edwards. James Washington. Man, that one was stuck. Barry Foster. Golly, these are rough. Look, it's almost like they were glued on. Wesley Carroll. Tim Brown. Reggie White. Rest in peace. And then Chris Slade. I wonder if all these guys used the same printer for these were pretty rough. Alright, we have for our all-rookie, Dana Hall. Then our Saints checklist. Then we have Larry Centers. Marvin Washington. I don't think I did I crack this one earlier? I don't remember. That's how bad my memory is. Phil Simms with the Giants. Al Noga. Lomas Brown. Supreme Cortez Kennedy. And we have Pepper Johnson. Nate Lewis. And finally Bill Johnson and Pete Stoyanovich. We're almost at the halfway, folks. Oh, gotta do the cracking. I don't think the Kraken did all that much. Everything's still stuck. Who do we have? We have Junior Seau once again. Then Quinn Early. Then James Hasty. So Early and Hasty. Alright. Well, who's this? Here we go. Jerry Ball and Ken Norton. I liked him better when he was with the 49ers. And then Stephen Baker. And then we have a cool insert here. We have the future 1993 heroes. So, I guess it's the base card, I guess. But it's all jacked. Then we have Nate Odamas. Goodness gracious. Tony Tolbert. Then we have Eric Green and Ronnie Lott. I don't even know a Kate. I'm trying to forget Katie Vick. Oh, I forgot to crack this one. You WWE fans who know should know who Katie Vick is. Let's try to forget her too. Tommy Maddox again. Checklist. Lawrence Taylor. He's actually worse than Brett Favre. Greg Cragen, at least in my opinion. We have Jerry Rice. Future Dancing with the Stars. Harvey Williams. Howard Ballard. Damn, it looks like we have a season leaders touchdowns. Emmitt Smith. Then Mike Brim. Keith Jennings. Mike Pryor and Russell Maryland. Are we going to get a Troy Aikman or a... Oh, man, that was a huge crack. Did you hear that? Man, that sounded like me getting out of the bed in the morning. Deion Sanders, Troy Aikman. I don't think Terrell Owens was part of the league yet. Alright, we have Ronnie Lott. Then we have our rookie. We have Shane Dronett. Then we have James Francis. Willie Davis. Mark Carrier. Dennis Brown. Michael Carter. Thomas Smith with the Bills. Rodney Pete. Barry Wood. Didn't he? Was that the guy who married Holly Robinson? Jeff Cross. And Russell Maryland. The girl from 21 Jump Street. She became Holly Robinson Pete, right? Or hanging with Mr. Cooper. That's going back 30 years. Ooh, look at the sound of that. Thank you guys so much if you guys have stuck with me for this long. We're at past the 30-minute mark. If you if you like this content, you always hit like. You can always subscribe. Help me get to 100 subscribers. That'd be much appreciated. I'm going to try not to do too many of these mid-90s ones where the cards stick like crazy. Man, this is absolutely brutal. Bengals checklist. All rookie team. Ricardo McDonald. Had a farm. Then Ronaldo Turnbull. Then we have Vance Johnson. Leslie O'Neal. Then we have, looks like, I was about to say Warren Moon. He was a better player than how we remember him. Gaston Green. Then we have David Whitmore. Then Canavis McGee. Then Leonard Marshall, and then Berman's best, Barry Sanders. I'll put that over here. Mr. Sanders. So yeah, I'll either do 91, 92 upper decks. Those don't stick. 1990 Pro set. Maybe some tops from the 80s and 90s. If they're not too expensive. And maybe something in the 2000s. Listen to that. Anything where the cards are not completely bricked. We have our Colts. Definitely like to open stuff with Brady, Manning. I keep forgetting the quarterback of the Chargers back in the day. He was really good. Michael Zordick. Stuff with Michael Vick. Leroy Horde. Michael Vick. Was it Chris Chandler? Back in the late 80s, late 90s, early 2000s. Pete Stoyanovich. So, those could qualify for Throwback Thursdays because, 20-year-old cards. Dana Stubblefield. So, hopefully those aren't too expensive. Chris Chandler. Speak of the devil. Drew Hill. Eric Dorsey. So Tony Bennett and Robert Blackman. So it's 2023. I'm going to say anything older than 10 years would fall under Throwback Thursday. So anywhere in the 5 to 10 year mark. Anything older than 5 to 10 years can go into the Throwback Thursdays. Especially during the years where I did a lot of fantasy football. Those are cool. Those would be cool. Get some Randy Moss, what have you. Checklist for the Lions. And then we have another checklist for the Rams. Derek Walker. Bobby Herbert. Eric Allen. Then we have Courtney Hawkins. Lynn Elliott again. Berman's best. We have... Oh, that's his checklist. Yay. Richmond Webb. Then we have Carnell Lake and Steve Tasker. And then lastly, Jeff Hostetler. I think we have, golly, 14 more packs to, 14 more packs to go. Let's see if I can maybe do this a little bit quicker with my squeaky chair. I'll try to do the rest of this stack. See if we could speed things up here, so we're not here for an hour and a half. Oh, forgot to crack it up. Oh, this one. Oh, well, let's say that this one feels a little loose. And the last pack of this incredibly bricked box. I do have some, it's the strangest thing. I do have some baseball cards coming in, and oh my word, looking at the status, it's saying, you know, yeah, it's off to the next place. And it's been like that for the past week. Alright, let's see. We have Jay Novacek, Bubba McDowell, Eric Bieniemy with the Chargers. We have Lorenzo White. I'm just gonna grip and rip. Aaron Wallace, Charles Haley, Steve Jordan, Mark Bull, maybe. They weren't very good with their font. It's almost as bad as that one year where for Upper Deck Baseball, where everything was basically unreadable. We have a checklist for the Stars, and we have a Seahawks checklist, and then more. Then we have Lamar Thomas, Bernie Kosar, and everything here is just one big wet mess. Ricky Irwins, Johnny Johnson, Amp Lee, Richard Brown, Ernie Mills, and Rob Moore. Oh dang! I just dropped all the cards, or at least most of them. So there's gonna be some bent corners. Patriots checklist. Then we have Marvin Jones, Gary Lewis, Von Dunbar, Darrell Williams, Clyde Simmons, Gary Plummer, Lewis Oliver, Alfred Williams, then Ricky Waters with the 49ers. I enjoyed watching him. And John Booty. I don't think we've seen John Elway, have we? Alright, Cleveland Browns. Then we have a star rookie with Rick Myrer. I don't think he did very much. Dave Krieg. Dana Hall. Michael Dean Perry. Levon Kirkland. Charles Mann. Kevin Green again. He's been one of the most consistent ones I've seen. David Lang. Dodd Kinchin. Santana Dotson. And Anthony Carter with the Vikings. Then we have another star. We have Jerome Bettis. Well, that's a pretty cool one. Too bad it's got paper loss all over it. Then we have the Eagles checklist. Did we get a Falcons checklist? Carry Cash. Okay. How are you supposed to see this? Broderick Thomas. That's a very light background. Kenneth Gantz. Mark Schlareth. Randall Cunningham. Kent Graham. Oh, boy. Vai Sekihima. Sean Salisbury. Then we have receiving yards. Sterling Sharp. And then Michael Barrow. Whew. Man. Alright. We are in the home stretch, folks. I'll try and get this done in under an hour. Maybe I'll do one of these. What I do, I do have some more cards that are from the brick era. Maybe I'll do these in a live stream in the future, so we can spend more time talking about 90s football and baseball and what have you. But the channel's got to grow so I can get some people to show up to talk with. So by all means, hit that like and subscribe button so you can be part of the growing community, so we can talk old school sports from basketball, baseball, football, to current stuff. I do watch more football than I do the other sports nowadays, but I do relatively keep up between basketball and baseball nowadays. Basketball, just because it just drives me crazy with what they get away with now as far as players. With the constant traveling and other... I forgot to crack all these. With the constant traveling and non-defense and what have you. But I do still try and keep up. Baseball, since I've been back into the sports cards, I've been paying attention a little bit more to it. Usually I just watch casually, just paying attention to see who's winning and who's in first place and who's losing. Somehow my cards seem to be in the conversation of constantly losing lately. I think they gave up a run off of a bad throw. But anyway, if you want to join in the conversations in future live streams, after I gain a couple hundred subscribers, I'll probably do live streams where I open more of these up so we can just enjoy the misery together. Wayne Simmons. Then we have Von Dunbar, Aeneas Williams, Jim Harbaugh, Darian Connor, John Fina, Jay Schroeder, Barry Sanders. That one kind of hurt. Rennie Harmon. Hopefully that Barry Sanders is not too badly damaged. Reggie Cobb. Another Barry Sanders. Wow. Now that right there is amazing, because typically when I get doubles in the same pack, okay, It's two of people I could care less about, but to get two Barry Sanders in the same pack, and yeah, this one's kind of rough. I can feel it right here. It's still an amazing occurrence. Drew Hill. Yeah, it felt kind of rough right there, but Barry still Barry. Tom Carter. All rookie team. We have Darrell Williams, Darrell Thompson, Brian Washington, Vinny Testaverde. Another Vinny Testaverde. Aeneas Williams. We're in the land of continuous doubles here. Shane Conlon. Maybe these were made in the Matrix. Brett Favre. Put the over here. Chris Spielman. Mo Gardner and Gaston Green. Actually, the cards have been okay this past little bit. Alright, star. We have Drew Bledsoe, future Patriot, Super Bowl champion. Then we have Robert Jones, Clarence Verdon, Bruce Smith, John Fina, Darian Connor, Ty Detmer, Carlton Gray. Doesn't Drew Bledsoe have like a, or he did have like a vineyard or something? And then Chris Everett, Anthony Smith, Steve Forever Young, Thomas Smith with the Bills. Alright, then we have Steve Atwater, Robert Porcher, and what was that? Ray Roberts, Brad Edwards, Tony Smith, Marco Coleman, Mark Clayton, Ron George, Simon Fletcher, David Fletcher, Darren Smith, and Steve Tovar. Ron George again. Boomer Esiason, Lonnie Young, Steve Tasker, Bertie Kosar, Robert Blackman, Johnny Johnson. Wow. Troy Azuni, whatever. Steve Jordan, and then we have our rookie, Horace Copeland. Yes, that is the squeaky chair squeaking. David Brandon, Joe Montana. We actually got a Joe Montana with the Chiefs. That is absolutely awesome. Christian Okoye and Brian Mitchell. And that one wasn't stuck or anything, so that's pretty awesome. Bubba McDowell, David Krieg, Eric Allen, Levon Kirkland, Leonard Harris, David Little, Packers checklist, Chargers checklist, Ricky Dixon, Jack Trudeau, John Offerdahl, Roman Pfeiffer, and Ty Cook. Wow, a lot of these cards in this pack not really sticking together, which is a plus. These weren't as bricked, so not sure why. Maybe because it's a little humid today. Broncos checklist. We have our rookie, Derek Brown, Randall Cunningham, Wendell Davis, Ricky Irwins, Clyde Simmons, Greg Lewis, Santana, Mo Lewis, Brad Baxter, and then we have Thurman Thomas, and lastly Quentin Coyette. We are at the last little pack and a half, if you will. Let's knock this out. Kerry Cash, Aaron Wallace, Mark Schlereth. Then we have Charles Mann. We have the Dolphins checklist. Then we have our rookie, Willie Rofe. Sorry. Then we have our leaders, punting, Greg Montgomery. That's a seller. Warren Moon, Berman's best. Cornelius Bennett, Harold Green. Donald Frank, Dane Saleuma, Jeff Bryant, Todd Light. Then we have Tommy Maddox again. Then we have our Troy Aikman, the one. I was wondering if we were ever going to get him, and we finally did. There's one in the entire box. And 2 cards left. We have Lewis Oliver and Jerome Bettis once again. Maybe that's just a splotch and not a paper loss, because that's with the other Jerome Bettis. That's the same thing here. So that might actually be a good card to look at. I'll put that over here. So, woo! That was absolutely brutal, but we made it through. Thank you guys so much for going through this with me. Like I said, I would like to do one. I do have another box of these, but I would like to do it in a live stream so we can talk more about 90s football. Ooh, need a little bit of a drink there. Hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. Got a little parched there. All right, so I would like to do, like I said, I would like to do the other box as well as any one of the other boxes. I think I have a 94 Upper Deck that probably is all bricked up, but I would like to do those in live stream. So, but I won't do a live stream until I get more and more people involved. So, one thing we need to do is grow the channel. So I appreciate all the support. If you watched this entire video, thank you so very much, because this has been a brutal ride, especially that first half. But everything kind of smoothed out towards the end. Anyway, what did you guys think of this particular box, this particular brick, if you will? Did you like it? Hit that like button. Which cards did you like? Did you like the Brett Favre, the Troy Aikmans, the Barry Sanders, the double Barry Sanders in a single pack? That was probably the best part of the whole rip here. Steve Young, Jerry Rice, what have you. Who are your favorite players back in the 90s? Let me know. Post in the comments below. For me, it was Steve Young and Jerry Rice. As a 49ers fan, those guys were just awesome. That's not to take anything away from the Cowboys or the Buffalo Bills and all that. I just had my personal favorite. But let me know who you liked back then. Anyway, that's it for me. And until next time, talk to you later.